Hi guys, my name is Rui Souza, and in this video I want to share with you the best Google Ads structure for an outdoor brand and store this year. This is exactly the proven structure that we use for all of our outdoor clients in order to get the best return of ad spend in your Google Ads account. So if you are unhappy with your results, if you are not achieving the number of sales you want, maybe you are just starting out, this is the right video for you, and just stick until the end because I also want to share with you for free our best Claude prompt that you can then just put your URL and he will give you the exact structure that we'll be talking today. It will give you all the ad copy, all the keywords, everything you need to create the exact structure that I will explain to you today. I will give you the prompt that you can put on Claude, that it took us a long time to make it, but it will be yours for free. So just stick until the end of the video. I'll tell you how to get it. Okay, so let's jump right straight here to the video, to my PC, and you can see here just an example of an outdoor brand. And now we are almost, already in July, summer here. Current, we are recording this video, and yeah, if you have an outdoor, as you know, there's a lot of products you can sell. And this is the right video, and I will show you how to set up the best way, what is the best approach for your Google Ads campaigns. Okay, so let's jump right straight to it. Okay, I have a quick presentation here, guys. Here is just our structure as well, but before we go to the structure, I just want to share with you some stuff you need to consider for your outdoor store while you are creating Google Ads, or even if you're already running Google Ads, what you should need to consider when creating the campaigns. Okay, so the first point you see there is the different price points of the items in your store. So as you have like a multi-product store, normally that's what happens on outdoor brands, you'll have items that are expensive, some of them are middle, and then you also have the cheapest products, right? So you always have to have that in consideration when you're creating a specific type of campaigns on Google, because Google may be pushing for an expensive product and then you just put it like 20 bucks as a daily budget, right? And then you don't know why Google is not performing. Well, because it's pushing for a product that the daily budget you have is not enough, right? So that's something that you really need to be careful about. You know, if you just split them, if you put all of them together. So price is really important for you to understand, and just push Google directly in the right direction. Okay, the second thing is the daily budget versus the average product price, and that's something that I see a lot on clients, which is your daily budget needs to be proportional on your average product price. What I mean by that is that if you most of your products and the average product price on your store is like $1,000 and you have a campaign with $10 a day, that means you need 100 days to just reach the average price of your store. So of course, then we have a lot of people that come to us like, oh, like I already run this for a week, I have almost like no clicks, and this is not working. Well, it's not working because you are not matching your budget with the type of products you want to sell. So this is really important, guys, to match and sometimes make the decision, which is if you have a really low budget, maybe you just need to do campaigns specifically for the most cheapest products you have. Right? You maybe don't have enough budget to go to the top tier, right? Or if you just want to go to the top tier, right? Maybe you need to not promote all of the other products because you don't have enough budget to just be there, right? So that's really important, guys. Understand what the daily budget is versus the average price. As I said, for example, if you have a $500 average price of product and you have $500 a day, that's pretty much matching, right? So you should be seeing results, or at least have data to analyze pretty quickly, because you are pretty much spending the average price on your store. So you should have get clicks, you should have get sales. If you don't get sales, maybe something is wrong, you need to change the perspective, but the budget is aligned with the products. Okay, the third thing is ROAS, return of ad spend, versus the amount of items purchased. So we have a lot of clients, and that will be pretty important, guys, for the structure down below, which is we have some clients where we ask like, what is your top seller products on your store? And they tell us, oh, look, is the, I don't know, this tent, right? And the tent, right, has a ROAS of 10, like return of, now you put $1, get 10 back, right? Like, it's amazing ROAS, right? But when you go check it, on the last 90 days, you got one sale. So the problem is, most of the times, is that when you have expensive or at least medium tier products, one sale can just shoot through the roof the ROAS, right? And then you think that, oh, this is super profitable, this is one of the best sellers. But technically it's just sold one, and it could be for a many variety of reasons, like you got lucky, someone just bought it by, because you had like a small discount on the website, it was looking for like almost 6 months and then decided to go with you. Seasonality, there's a bunch of different things, and you need to have that in consideration. So if you have a product, like for example, that sold one time in the last 90 days and have like 5 ROAS or 10 ROAS, but you have a product with 3 ROAS, but sold 40, that should be the one to consider, okay? Because there is demand and people are continuously buying that product. So that you have to have that in consideration when doing the campaigns, okay? Just don't put the products based on just one sale, okay? The last 3 things pretty quickly, guys. The competitor price, of course, is actually blend with the shipping and delivery time. So I will just pick with the two of them. Basically, the competitors analysis, guys, is really important, especially when you're doing shopping ads, because you will appear next to all of the other similar items, right? It's always important, guys, to check the price of your competitor, check their delivery date, have a spreadsheet with all the price. I know that is time consuming, and you can even use AI, I will get there in a second, to do that, but it's really important. Why? Because sometimes you can open a campaign, run the ads, then you have 0 sales and you just blame the ads. And you never knew that, well, actually your price is 5 times more expensive than the same product that your competitors are actually doing, right? So you have to have that in consideration, especially, as I said, on Google Shopping campaigns and PMax campaigns where you have the feed and your products appear in line, right? If you are the most expensive one on the line, I can almost guarantee if you don't have something on the title and description that tells that you are the best, or you have like a specific thing that nobody has, you will not sell anything, okay? And as I said, the last one we have here is just a brand name. That's really important for the structure down below that I will show you, because you always need to protect your brand name and just have a campaign for that, okay? And that will depend if you are a broad name or a unique name. Normally, with unique name, it's easier to protect, and sometimes you don't actually need a brand campaign because you don't appear on the other searches. If you have a super brand campaign like Tom Outdoor Camping or something, right? If other companies are bidding for outdoor camping, your brand name, like when someone searches for Tom Outdoor Camping, your competitors may appear on your searches, right? And they are stealing from you. And the brand campaign is really important. I'll show you in a second, okay? But that's something you always need to have in consideration when you are doing Google Ads for your outdoor company. So let's go to the meet and greet, right? Let's go to the structure. So as you can see, guys, it's pretty efficient, but is also simple to visualize, right? So we have phase 1, which is like what we call the core data, like the foundation, and then you have the scaling phase, okay? So the phase 1, the core data, is where, or you are just starting out, you don't have a lot of data on it, or you just tried a bunch of stuff, never worked before, and we need to have like a proper, consistent and change something. So normally we have 3 campaigns, okay, guys? We have the brand campaign, as I already spoke a little bit above, is to protect your brand. If everybody that search for your brand name already are a little warmer than just cold, so they are normally the highest ROAS, the highest return on campaign, and it protects your brand, as I said, especially if you have a broad name. Other competitors may be accidentally or not bidding on your brand keyword, right? And they just appear above you. And some people say to us, oh, but I'm on the top, I'm the number 1, right? But don't forget, guys, the ads and also the shopping, it takes a lot of volume on the top. And especially if you're looking at mobile, it's even worse. So people need to scroll on to now see the organic plus all the AI stuff now. Well, I will not go there, but it's a really big space, right? So I always consider that you should have a brand campaign if it's the lowest daily budget to protect you, because you see a lot of high return. And as I said, you already technically warm up those people because they already saw your website, they saw you on social media. So losing those type of people to your competitor is basically also losing money, because you had the time for people to be on your website, see you on social, maybe you did a meta ad, and then they go on Google and search for your brand name, and they just get stolen by the competitor, right? So that's the number 1 we do. Almost 100 impression share target. That's what we do on the campaign, because we always want to appear first on the brand. That's kind of the thing we want to do, okay? Then the second one is a PMax bestseller. So basically this PMax, for you guys don't know what a PMax is, please just go to YouTube. It's really explanatory, but basically it's a dynamic campaign that shows in several placements, like a search, email, demand gen, ad display, YouTube, and so on, right? And this campaign, Google just learned from your data, and it just reached more people. It's one of the best products that they currently have at the moment. And what we do, and we like to do, is like, as you have the feed connected, so you have all the entire outdoor products connected to Google. And if you don't know what the Google Ads feed is, just search. It's really simple. Even if you are using Shopify, it's even easier because you can connect Google Ads or a Google channel to your shop, and it just passes information between products. But you should have that, and that's something we do. Okay, we just basically what we do with the client, and we just look at the back end and see what are the top 10, 20 bestseller products. Okay, and we tag them on the merchant center. We tag them as a category, and we make it so this PMax, so this campaign just targets those 20 products. Why? Because we know historical data. These are the top performers. So if you have the top performance and it doesn't work, you already know that something is wrong. Maybe it's the user experience, maybe it's the add to cart, maybe are the ad copy, but is not technically the product, because historically these are the top. So these are the easiest products to start with, right? Because you already know it, okay? And this one is where we put the highest budget. So the biggest budget we have, we put on this one, okay? Last but not least, we do a shopping catch all. So basically this is just a Google shopping campaign what targets all the other products you have on the store, minus excluding the best sellers, okay? So basically this campaign, guys, is to basically gather data. It's just for Google to learn, basically, okay? It will be the lowest ROAS because it doesn't have the best sellers, but these allow us to first find winners, so you can find products that maybe you never saw that they will sell, and they sell. If you add new products into the store in a monthly basis, they will appear here, so maybe you can test them out. So this is like a testing, but overall product specific campaign. And this is really good, guys, because this is where we learn all the data and we can push. For example, we find a winner here, we push it to the top, okay? So that's really important. So this is phase one, guys, and with this phase you can scale really aggressive, and this is not just like with $100 and that's it, and then you start scaling. You can put way budget in this. When we have clients that they just double, triple, and quadruple their revenue just with this phase, and it's enough because you have basically covering the most important areas of your brand and store, okay? But if you're now consistently growing, now you are consistently getting ROAS, of course the tracking is also really important. That's another video. We also have a third-party tracking software that we use to track almost 99% of the sale, which is amazing and learns way better. That's something we implement on our clients. But when you have enough data, you are consistent, you're getting sales, the revenue is at least consistent, we move to phase two. And phase two, again, needs more budget. You have to put more budget on it. But we start now looking at how can we categorize and how can we go, basically like a sniper, line by line, just see which actually works and get the most out of the product. So one thing we always like to do is a search high intent campaign. So basically what we do is by categories. We now just put a search intent campaign, right? People searching only, but it's high intent keywords. So like, the best tent for mountain, whatever it is, right? Like the keyword, we know that people that are looking for that keyword are intent to buy right away, right? Like they are up to it, right? So that's something we do, and we start doing by category or by product feature or by material, right? So we do for outdoor, we can do, for example, an ad group for camping or just for tents, for example, another one just for sleeping bags, for example, right? So we like to go super specific for us to find the exact ones that are really profitable, so we can then push budget into it and we have more control, okay? So that's one we like to do. The other one is the PMax by category. So what we slowly start to do, a little bit like the bestseller, is that now we're starting to give Google a little bit more control and more dynamic and be a little bit more broader than just a search by category, right? Or for example, even like splitting men and women, for example, depending on the store and how you have the store. But that's something we're slowly starting to do, right? Because PMax can not only reach search, it reach catalogs, it reach YouTube, it reach email, and so on. And now we are being specific and seeing which category works the best. And then, of course, at the same time you're getting data, we're now starting to look at retargeting. So now you have a lot of data, right? We also have customer lists on your back end of your store, like the previous customer list, right? People adding to cart, even people subscribing to a newsletter. Now you start getting a lot of data. That's the time to just push all the data into Google for him to learn better, to optimize better, and start doing slowly campaigns on retargeting. So people just visit your website, add to cart, whatever it is, right? That's where we started to get the most out of it, and just people see your brand around it, okay? And then final thing, this is just, I'll say like a super advanced level when you're already spending like 10K a day or whatever, is that you'll see, and we see that on our client, that you reach a ceiling sometimes on the demand, right? People just search, there is a certain time of volume. So one thing you start looking at it is not just conversion alone, is actually the brand awareness, okay guys? And that will help you entirely brand, right? From organic to meta ads to social media, whatever it is. So what we're starting to do is opening demand gen, opening YouTube, and not just looking for conversion, but also looking for impressions, you know, clicks, people viewing your brand. Why? Because we know that will help the entire structure from the top of the funnel all the way to the bottom, right? So when we are starting to be capped and limited by volume here, which can take a lot of time for some of niches markets, and outdoor, if you have a lot of products, it can take some time to reach this level. That's where we start doing a brand awareness part to just feed the top of the funnel, okay? And that's it, guys. This is actually the structure we use, okay? And as you can see, it's pretty straightforward, but it's pretty consistent. We do this a lot across a lot of outdoor clients, and it always works. It's always the same thing, okay? But it works. That's it. So a couple of things that I want to tell you as well. So one of the things is that you can use Claude on ChatGPT now for doing everything for you, from the ad copy to the research. So there's no excuse, guys, to not test a lot, not get advantage of AI, because other companies are doing, and you should do the same. We like to use Claude, so we use a lot of Claude for ad copy, pain point analysis, you know, changing on search terms and so on. And as I said on this video, you can down below can actually grab our prompt. So basically what Luis and I did was we made a mega prompt that you just put your URL of your store, and he will give you exactly, you can see here, this is an example of Bakelite, and I put it here for the purpose of this video. And it gives you everything from phase one to everything that I spoke from the structure. It'll give you everything. It'll give you all the keywords, all the brand, all the negatives, all the headlines, everything you need to create what exactly I'm saying on this video is down below for free. Just click down below. You can download it for free, and that's our gift to you for just staying longer here on the video. And if you want to give a like, that would be amazing. It will help a lot the algorithm of the video. But yeah, this down below, you can put this prompt here, copy and paste it, and just put your URL, and it will give you the entire structure that I was speaking here on the video. And as I said, we use a lot of Claude to make the ad copy, to be specific, search terms, analysis, and so on. So if you want to implement this by yourself, just use the prompt, okay? Last thing, I just want to tell you really quickly, guys, some high-level action you should do when you are doing the ads that we do weekly, monthly, daily on our clients, okay? And you should do the same, because it will massively help on your results. One thing is bid adjustments. So basically bid adjustments is you now start seeing that, oh, if I sell a lot on Mondays and Tuesdays and not on Saturdays and Sundays, I can tell Google, like, on Mondays and Tuesdays, push 20% more of what are we spending right now on bids. Like, I want to enter more auctions, I want to bid more, right? So those bid adjustments, you can do it by time of the day, time of the week. You can do by gender, you can do by device as well. If you sell a lot on desktop, for example, as outdoor, normally desktop has a decent amount of sales, you can just put more bid adjustment, like saying to Google, like, this campaign specifically, I want to be more on desktop than on mobile, so spend more, right? So that is really important, because it's where you squeeze the most out of performance of the campaign. Location budget is also really cool for you to have a look, which is if you see, for example, that people are buying a lot on Las Vegas, right? You can then strip down to just a single campaign and just target Las Vegas. And you can even exclude Las Vegas from your broad campaigns, because now you can put more budget and focus entirely on that auction bidding on Las Vegas, okay? So that's something we do. Merchant feed optimization is basically going to the feed that connects the shopping products, so your entire store products with Google, and we do a lot of optimization. A lot of people don't do this, they skip, and it's one of the best things you guys can do to improve your results, which is basically improve the titles of your products, improve the descriptions, improve the images, improve the tags, everything from the product, because guys, don't forget, if you're doing shopping, your product appears next to all the other ones. So if you improve your title, more high intent, more click, no, I'll not say clickbait, but you know what I mean, like more conversion rate optimization focus, you'll get massively more clicks, massively more conversions, and that's something a lot of people don't do. Customer match lists, as I spoke before, just now starting to get advantage of your own lists. Customers, add to carts, subscribers, whatever it is, you have an email list or phone numbers, you can actually do it on Google. Search term scoutings, we do this every week, which is basically a clean out of the entire campaign. So you go campaign by campaign and see what people are actually searching and you are paying for, right? So if you are paying and people are clicking on a keyword that is not buying intent or is not too much to do with your brand, we will remove it, right? Or what they call the negative keyword, right? So that's something you should do every week, because sometimes you are just wasting money on keywords that it doesn't compensate for you to have it, right? Last but not least, as I said, using AI, you can now be super specific, guys. Do a lot of A/B testing. Have more than one ad per ad group. That's kind of mandatory right now. And just be specific. Like if the ad group is specific for sleeping bags, just do an ad copy for that, okay? Don't be general and have the same copy for camping or tent, right? Just be specific, because that will improve your conversion rate and click rate as well. And that's something, again, on high level action that you can do, implement right away, even with your own structure, that will help you a lot. Okay, and last but not least, guys, I just want to share with you, this is just a live account. So for you guys to see that we are actually implementing these on a real account. And basically, as you guys can see here, we are almost between phase 1 and phase 2. And phase 1, you can see here, all products, shopping, we have a brand campaign, and we have a bestseller as well. And last month, so today is 22 of July, so it's pretty recent. I just put the last month to have the full 30 days. We did, you can see here on the right side, we did 5 ROAS, okay, a little bit more, but 5 ROAS on this client, and we are still on phase 1. Okay, now we're not even on phase 2. A little bit of campaigns now doing phase 2, like by categories, you can see here. But as you can see, guys, this works and is not massively like 20 campaigns and 100 ad groups, right? It's simple but straight to the point, covers everything, and it gets the results you want. Okay, so yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, just check the links below. If you want the Claude prompt, it's down for free, just click on it. And if you want us to implement this exact structure for your outdoor store, just click on the link below. We'll have a calendar that you will speak directly to me and my brother, and we will go straight to it. And we also give you a free audit of your your ads account if you're already running it, so we can just check it for free, no strings attached. We can see what is working, what is not working, where you are bleeding money, and how can you also implement this structure as well. But yeah, just click on the link below. I will happy to talk to you and just share some ideas with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Just give a like, and I will see you on the next video.